right, good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight as we announce our 2012-2013 season. This is a new way for us to announce the season, so we're excited to see so many people attend. My name is Brad Brown. I'm with OPN Architects, and I happen to be the president of the theater this year. And alongside me are fellow board members Marty Norton and Lydia Brown. It's very exciting. Casey and Lydia and I today toured some representatives of FEMA through the theater, and it was really fun for them to see the theater for the first time and to see the result of what's taken place after the flood. And it's fun to see how far this organization has come. As if we've emerged from this most difficult period of time for the theater, and we find ourselves revisiting our mission and our future vision for the theater at the same time. Thank you.
There's going to be a lot of changes, so you don't have to clap after each one of us speaks. I mean, you can if we say something overwhelming, but it's not. I'm just letting you know. My name is Lydia Brown, and no relation. Brad and I are not related. But while we're building, we vowed to create a better community theater with professional level standards and innovative programming that would educate volunteers and audiences alike about the art form, its place in history, and the potent voice of the future. Hi, Marty Norton. As we begin work on picking out this season, we look to bring in titles that have never been done in our theater or in the region for that matter. And we sought to mix cutting-edge, hot from Broadway shows with some great classic titles that people are looking forward to seeing again.
We wanted to see a diverse selection of shows for the season, appealing to a broad cross-section of patrons and volunteers. It's great to have a few popular titles that we know will fill the seats, but it's also exciting to bring a few lesser-known plays or musicals to the community.
See, I told you. You know, next season is really a great example of a season that has a show for everyone. And once again, when the people from FEMA were here today, we were talking to them about, community theater, and it was really interesting because the gentleman that is new to our region, which is why we were doing the tour to show him, this is a showcase for FEMA, which is really kind of a cool thing. He said, well, when they told me we were coming to see a community theater, I certainly didn't expect anything like this. So that was really, that once again is a huge credit to those that came before us, Casey and his staff, and everyone that contributed to get us to this point. This year we have really a unique collection of titles, and I personally am a huge musical fan. I can't sing, as my children will tell you without hesitation, but to watch a musical on this stage truly is something magical. And I think that you will share in our excitement as we reveal not only the musicals, but the plays and some of the original works that are going to be on the stage this year. I personally can't wait to see each and every one of them. So, without further ado, it's time to share with you the collection of 12 plays, musicals, and original works that will make up Theater Cedar Rapids 2012-2013 season. Please welcome TCR's Executive Director Casey Prince and Artistic Director Leslie Charper.
I know.
Casey highlighted his lines.
I know. Theater Cedar Rapids is your theater for comedy. We're excited to share two shows that not only feature great stories and music, but will keep the laughs coming from start to finish. One is about the creation of a new work. The other, a reimagining of a movie we've all grown to love. One is a big flashy production with huge song and dance numbers. One is a small cast that brings musical theater to our intimate Grandin studio for the first time.
The two shows perform back to back. With title of show, two struggling writers hear about a festival for new works. Casey, do you know of any theaters that do festivals with new works? I didn't think so. If feel like I'm reading the Oscar script. I'm not reading that line. In Legally Blonde, sorority sister Elle Woods sets out to prove something that no one thinks she can do. Graduate from Harvard Law School. It's funny, it's larger than life, it's absurd, and as TCR Artistic Associate Erica Jo Hoy and Development Director Julie Kopic can tell you, Theater of the Absurd is something we're pretty excited about for next year also.
I highlighted my lines too. I just didn't want to be outdone. Theater Cedar Rapids 2012-2013 season falls right at the end of an election year. It's the perfect opportunity to visit the political process with David Mamet's November, a comedy about a sitting president who makes one last-ditch attempt to get reelected. It's a hilarious take on the state of America today and the lengths to which people will go to win. And it's written in Mamet's no-holds-barred style. Plus, TCR's production will be performed just 1 month before our presidential election. Doesn't get more timely than that.
From the timely to the classic, TCR will also feature RUR, which was originally written in 1920. It's the play that introduced the word robot to the English language. In a factory that makes humans like androids that can think for themselves, will the machines remain content to work for humans, or will the robots turn on their creators? It's a funny and thought-provoking play, and it ties into another world premiere on our 2012-13 season. Here to talk about that world premiere are Brad Brown and TCR's Communications Director, Rob Merritt.
Last year, or this season, TCR hosted its first Underground Play Festival. And I don't know if you had a chance to see it. I went to a number of the performances and I was really blown away by the quality of the work. It's a festival that, it's a juried festival, and it's work that's written by people from this community or the state of Iowa. And one work in particular that really blew me away is a play that was written by Rob Merritt, and it was called The Summerlin Project. It's a play that is a very thought-provoking piece. It was about science and politics and morality, and it has important questions about our future. But I think a lot of people were really impressed by it, and what I think is really fun about this coming season is we're going to take Rob's play, The Summerlin Project, bring it out of the Grandin Studio where it was performed in the Underground Theater Festival, and it's going to be shown on the main stage here in Theater Cedar Rapids. Premiere of the Summerlin Project here in Theater Cedar Rapids. And I think it's also a great story that with these original plays being done in the Grandin Theater as part of the festival, that when they are of that kind of quality, they can graduate to the main stage.
As the author of Summerlin Project, Theater Cedar Rapids gave me a remarkable opportunity through the Underground Play Festival. So I'm thrilled to announce that the festival will be returning for its second year next season, giving other playwrights the same opportunity that I had. Last year's festival featured more than 50 different acting roles, 11 directing opportunities, and of course the chance for playwrights to see their work come to life. Events like the festival and titles like the ones that Marty and Leslie are about to share show that TCR is making it a priority to support titles that are new, daring, and provocative.
Are you gonna do it? Because I just want to do a big magical gesture. Ready?
I work for a company called RBC Wealth Management, and we've sponsored shows here for, I don't know, 6-7 years. And just yesterday, we signed on to sponsor, you ready? Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson. I've been a fan of this show since Leslie and the gang came back from Broadway, and they saw it 508
Just two.
times. And it's absurd, it's ridiculous, and it's brilliant. It tells the story of President Andrew Jackson in a modern, sexy rock and roll way.
Big South Park.
With sex. Oh, wait, what? Oh. It does? Yeah.
That's different.
Oh, never mind. It's a Tony Award-nominated musical which asks the question, is wanting to have a beer with someone reason enough to elect him? But what if he's really, really hot?
Maybe.
Okay.
And speaking of hot, oh, I feel like I'm standing on my tippy toes. We've also landed one of the most popular Broadway musicals in recent years, Spring Awakening. The winner of 8 Tony Awards, including Best Musical, Spring Awakening is adapted from the classic play about the trials, tears, and excitement of being a teenager. It's a lot of teas. But while Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson and Spring Awakening are both geared toward a mature audience, we know that family programming is also a key part of TCR's mission. I'd like to invite Lydia Brown and TCR Sales and Marketing Director Richie Akers to talk about 2 titles that will not only appeal to kids, but will feature plenty of opportunities for them on stage.
TCR has partnered with Disney for some of the memorable shows in recent years. Disney's Jungle Book Kids, Aladdin Jr., and High School Musical. We're excited to continue that tradition as we kick off the 2012-13 season with Disney's Camp Rock. And for those of you that may not have had preteens or teens, Camp Rock was about 3 summers ago, and it was non-stop for many, many, many days on Disney Channel, and it has been a very big hit as well. It's based on the Disney Channel original movie. A summer camp is forced to rally its participants for a musical showdown with their flashy rivals across the lake. The show will feature plenty of roles for local youths and will be the perfect family outing for audiences.
Disney's Camp Rock is a regional premiere for TCR, but we're also bringing back a family classic with The Wizard of Oz, the musical. The story of Dorothy, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, and Toto features classic tunes like Over the Rainbow, If I Only Had a Brain, We're Off to See the Wizard, and more. We place huge importance at TCR in premieres and new works, but we also know that our audiences love the classics too, and Wizard of Oz isn't the only one. I'd like to invite Casey and Leslie back to the podium to discuss the 2 last titles of the 2013 season. 12-13.
For the holidays, we've learned that our audiences want something heartwarming, something they can bring the whole family to. Shows like White Christmas, Annie, The Sound of Music, A Christmas Carol. They have fulfilled that mission in recent years, and the 2012-13 season, we're excited to continue the tradition with Meet Me in St. Louis. Join the Smith family at the 1904 World's Fair with a huge cast, lots of big production numbers, and memorable songs like The Boy Next Door, The Trolley Song, and Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Speaking of tradition, we've started a new one here at TCR in recent years, Reader's Theater, in which classic plays are minimally staged with scripts still in hand. Next year, we'll be producing a Reader's Theater version of Our Town, the story of life, love, marriage, and eternity in Grosvenor's Corner. It's a Pulitzer Prize-winning play and one that, oh gosh, sorry, Rob, and one that we're sure you'll want to revisit with us. It's such a pretty play. Oh, I keep talking. In all, our 2012-13 season features 7 musicals, 4 plays, and an entire festival of new work. It features the Iowa premiere of Legally Blonde, theoretically, the world premiere of the Summerlin Project, for sure, and the return of some classic titles that we haven't seen on the TCR stage in decades. We're featuring shows for families and shows for distinctly mature audiences. We have intimate drama in the Brandon Studio and spectacular productions in our auditorium. I hope we can a diversity of programming that is unique to community theater. We're doing things that many community theaters wouldn't dream of trying. And it's possible for us because of our amazing talent pool, our sophisticated audiences, our dedicated supporters and donors, and our incredible volunteers.